So, hello YouTube, it's Accurate again, back with another live stream, another episode of the Beat Review series of streams. Yeah, another Beat Review hosted by me on the channel, whatever. We can use a lot of words to describe what we're doing. But basically we're listening to music. Music that you guys have sent in to me to be featured on this live stream. And I think that's kind of cool. I am excited about doing this entire thing. And you know what? Today we have, unless anything super strange happens, today we have, what am I trying to say? Today we're going to do the last episode of beat reviews that includes the beats that I got over email. You know? That's also a really complicated way to say it, but that's what's up. So I got a bunch of beats on received in the email. We did the whole accuratebeatreview@gmail.com thing, and you can send in stuff. And the waiting list just became super long. So today I think we're going to manage to go through the last beats on that list in the inbox. So during this stream, or maybe after we're done, I'm going to turn it on the website to open up the submission for next episode. And then I'm going to take the liberty to, take it down, take it up, close it, open it back up whenever I need to. Because if I'm here again with like 70 beats in in the queue, it's just not going to work out. So that's not what we're doing. We're doing like, I think something like, I'm not even sure about this, but I think we're doing something like 15 beats in an episode, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. And today we have, I don't even know, 12 or 13, something like that. And I know some people are gonna ask, so let's look it up on the mail. I don't do a lot of preparation for this. I just turn the camera on and then we go. So I was looking at the email over here. So the first beat we're listening to today came in on the 11th of October, and we're gonna do everything from the 11th to the 18th of October. Then everything that came in over email after that is not going to be accepted as a submission for the series, because we're doing it the other way around. If you don't know, in the future you are going to be able to submit beats, but only through the form I've set up on my website, www.accuratebeats.com. And my voice cracked, so accuratebeats.com. That's my website. We don't have a lot of stuff on the website. It's not me trying to get a lot of traffic or anything. It's just a website where I have the stuff. And there's a form where you can attach a file and send it, and that has to be under 10 megabytes. And I would love for everyone to do that. That's a cool thing. I guess you could be kind of an ass and paste a link in that. There's also, you can enter your mail, your name, your email if you want to. You don't have to. A message and a file. So in the message, I guess you could paste a link, but that's not really what I want. So let's try to do it the way I want. In regards to the actual stream, we do have a chat room with nice people. Normally I comment on the things we are listening to, and we also have some people in the chat room who are nice and friendly and gives a little bit of feedback. And now I think I should be able to include it right there on the stream. Maybe that's good, maybe that's not good, I'm not sure. Help me out. Is this a good idea to have it like that, or is that better? Because even after the stream you can turn on the chat and follow along afterwards, but having it included like this could be cool. I don't know. I'm sorry. I just had dinner, and I made this really good. By the way, this episode might be a little bit more than 2 hours, just to make sure, because I want to make sure that we're getting through the entire email thing. I want to be done with that, and then accept submissions the other way. What was I saying? Yeah, I just had dinner. This really good, smoky kind of aioli with a lot of garlic and stuff. So that's why that might be the reason for my voice being what it is. And yeah, also another thing about the channel, about the streams, I turned on the membership thing, so you can become a member for this channel now. I don't have a single member right now because the donations are what they are, maybe a little bit much, I don't know. And I'm not offering a lot of stuff in return. But just the other day, I figured, hey, why not just turn that thing on? Some people talked about custom emojis and stuff, and I made a few of them, and custom stickers. I can't understand how that works, so custom stickers will be a thing in the future. Custom emojis should be there, like a couple of them, but you have to be a member. I don't know. It's just the way it works. I don't know if I even love the system, but it should be a thing. So you can become a channel member and get some custom emojis on the live streams. Someone like me, I'm also supposed to do, giving you access to videos a few days before they go live and whatever. But I don't want to promise any of that stuff yet. But maybe it becomes a thing. Maybe we're going to have like a number of members on the channel that I can do stuff for exclusively. I'm not promising anything. Chris52, cool. Thanks for being here, and thanks for hanging out yesterday. Super cozy time. Carbon Vibes is here. Meanwhile in Espresso. No. Meanwhile in Espo. Better without. Maybe the chat room. Let's think about that. Carbon Vibes, Made So Well, Joe Y, DJ Marble, David Scott is here. Hannibal Actor 2, and of course Moran, and Malson, Sultan, Pete KS. A lot of people that has sent in beats to this series before, and also someone that's going to be featured today, I'm pretty sure. Feels like my headphones are a little bit loud. Whatever. Cool. So, thanks for being here, guys. You can do the super chat stuff, sure, but memberships are available and something you can do. You can also give a super thanks to all of the videos on the channel. I'm not sure what all those things mean, but they are something. But, I think I hate this too. Let's... if you're going to be able to read that, I don't even know. Whoops. Is this... You don't want that, do you? I don't know. I think it's better without. Oh, that one's not set up. Okay, so I do need to do a little bit of work. Or I should have done it before. How are you guys doing today? Are we having a good evening? Are we looking forward to listening to some music or not? Answer that question. And also tell me where you are from. Because we have some people here I haven't seen before. And we normally have some people from the US, some people from Germany and whatever. But it's always cool to know where people come from. So please help me out with that as I fix this one. that one's broken. Well, come on. All these different things. Oh, that's camera 1, camera 2. That's more like it. Well, something like that, I guess. We also have that one, just because. And this one, that sucks. I'm gonna return this one to Amazon. But, sorry about the messy stuff. People are from Texas. People are from Sweden. People are from Brooklyn. People are from the UK. Bring on the beats. Yeah, we are. Soon enough. Don't stress me out. We're gonna play some beats, of course. Even Mona Lisa is falling apart. Yeah, that was a little bit chaotic, but yeah. South of Chicago. Central California. On the clock at work. That's good. Wish I was home making beats. This is the next best thing. Yeah, I'm glad you think so. I think this is pretty cool myself. And we have someone from Germany, and we have someone from the Netherlands who has been featured, I'm pretty sure. So instead of me trying to like ask people to become channel members and whatever, let's open up the inbox and do some enjoying. Let's enjoy ourselves. Let's just dive right into it. Sao Paulo, Brazil. You guys have one of the most beautiful languages in the world over there. Brazil. Hi, Accurate. This one comes from someone we've heard before. Or is this even a track I've played before? Yes, it is. My bad. So we have one less email than I thought. That one. This is a short piece inspired by the death of Quincy Jones. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Rest in peace, Quincy Jones. It was... What's up with my monitor? It was just a half-formed idea for a while, but then I heard about his passing. I decided to revisit it. The beat was created entirely using Koala Sampler, only with sample flips. The mix is minimal, just the Koala app features. And the Koala app is competent. That's some good stuff right there. If you don't know, Koala is an app for the iPhone, iPad, or even Android devices, I guess. And the transfer has expired. And this is one of the problems we're not gonna have when we do the submissions over my website. This is a WeTransfer link that has expired, so I'm sorry about that. Huh. Next one is an actual MP3 file. Okay, so third time's the charm, right? John Sound 808 says, "What's up, Accurate? I rock with your channel. I'm JS808, beatmaker from South Africa. Hit me up with some feedback on this beat. The beat is called Piston, and the producer is called JS808. Okay, cool. So now I need to... No, I don't need that window anymore. That's cool. That's cool. OBS, chat room, rest of the computer. Eslo has entered the chat. And I'm pretty sure you're going to be featured again today, Eslo. I'm pretty sure. I took a look before and I think you're in there. So today, again, just to make sure everyone knows, today we're listening to beats from the 11th of November to the 18th of November. Beats that came in under that period will be featured today. First of all, JS808. Yeah, I'm excited about this. Nice, nice, nice. That one. Cool. Let's go. JS808. Oh, my bad. I can't do that. We were almost at 2 minutes, so let's jump in. Over here. Cool. That's 2 minutes. We had some issues with that track, right? It's nice to have the first beat played, and we're there. It's all good. In terms of mixing, we had some issues with that one, and it wasn't my bad. The volume was too loud here at first, and then I took it down, and at least the way I heard it on these headphones, it felt like the kick drum was way too loud and took all the space out of the bass and everything else. The bass is stereo. It's a bit out of tune, some people say, and it's literally a different key. What? The bass line and the rest of the stuff? I don't know. The vibe of something like this is, this whole rhythmical pattern and this tempo of beats is not my cup of tea necessarily, but it could still be really good. What's common, at least the way I see it for this type of music, is that it's normally dark, evil, or really mysterious and weird in that way. You never hear beats like this that are just sad or happy. It's always this underlying feeling of some type of something that's really tensed up, which is cool, whatever. But to me, the bass line was really, really overbearing. So if you just would have taken the entire thing and just took down the volume straight up of the kick drums, I think it would be easier to listen to, and still really hard and knocking through the entire thing, but it's a little bit unbalanced to me. A lot of really cool elements are thrown in there for sure. The bass line with the portamento on the notes, everything is cool. But this kind of trap music needs to be properly mixed to really shine and become what it could become and become what it should be. And this was the first beat for today, sent in from South Africa, JS808. My feedback is basically check out the mix, do something about the kick drum, try to even things out. Other than that, there were some issues with the pitch. Hard to put my finger on it right now, but reminds me of Ocean, another YouTube creator. Yeah, I've seen him once or twice. Beat Owl changed again. That's Hannibal Actor. Beat Owl. Beat Owl. Beat Owl. Owl. It has to be. It must have been mixed really loud. Yeah, that's what I think too. Like someone just cranked the volume, the entire like master, and just having a time, which is cool. To like have the vibe coming through, but it also makes you make some decisions that maybe doesn't always make the best balance, you know? But the first beat is down, and we are ready to do another one. Cool. Before we start talking, let's just make sure that the file can be downloaded. I don't want to make the same mistake again. It's a FLAC file. I don't get a lot of FLAC files. Works. So this is from Shotti Baka, I think. I'd appreciate if you reacted to this. Emotion Flip 33.FLAC. Cool. Let's do it. Stan Solo, hi. Nice to have you back. Babaloco, same to you. Number 2. Yeah. Let's see, just... Well, okay. So... Is it just me and my headphones that are acting up? Let me just check that real quick, because I felt the same thing with this. It can't be my headphones, but still. Yeah, cables. That's also a part of life, right? I don't know why I decided to switch to that camera for this, but you know, whatever. Let's just over here. No, that's not it. That's almost even worse. To me, this one has pretty much the same issues as the last one. If we talk about the mixing, first of all, again, the kick drum, what's up? And the bass line is, to me, heavily out of tune. Really out of tune. To me, the bass line sounds way off compared to the chords and the other notes in the track. And a lot of people in the chat room are commenting that it doesn't start. And this track is 4 minutes and 2 seconds long. And we heard 2 minutes of it. And it doesn't have a lot of energy. Maybe that's the purpose. Let's jump ahead into like 3 minutes and just see. No. A lot of people seem to want a snare, whatever, and we didn't. So, well, you know, it's music, it's art, it's kind of artistic, I guess, but the bass line sounds off, and we need, to me, either like make a proper drum loop and let it have a rhythm section, or take it out, you know? Sometimes you just gotta be confident. Do I want drums? Do the entire thing. Do I don't want drums? Don't do anything. Just leave it as this atmospheric, artful, like soundscapey piece. That's also fine. Everything doesn't have to be a beat. But when you do half of it like this, I don't know. Some type of rim shot or a snare hit or something like that would make sense. I like the side snare sound. Yeah, that's something. But I don't know. It's not a bad piece of work, but I would have gone a different route. That's all I'm saying. And also, keeping the frequencies in check is definitely one of the harder parts about making music. And in this case, I think you overdid it a little bit with the kick drum and, you know, kind of the same stuff I said about the last one. Now we have something from Rogue Planet. Rogue Planet. This is someone who has been featured before. I just want to let everyone in the chat know that their beats are wicked. Let's make some beats today, boys. I'm reading the email. I'm not speaking like this. The email says, I just want to let everyone in the chat room that their beats are wicked. Let's make some beats today, boys. I just used his vocal and made the beat. Drake, No Face. So, a remix by Rogue Planet. Why am I clicking? I'm sorry.
This is the moment I know they've been praying on. Try not to boy out, but fuck it, I'm staying on. Keep on sending me sets to go crazy on 40. Keep saying it's time to be patient. There's so many people, we turning the tables on Capo. Got plans, but we'll say that for later on. Hush, keep saying they know that they played it wrong. Katie, this text for the fuck, but we waiting on. Damn, me, I'm expressionless. Niggas be talking about don't shoot the messenger. 555, get shot for way less than here. None of you pussies is blocking my blessings here. All these just throwing success in your face. All of these baddies obsessed with my face. All the shit they don't address in my face. I can't be showing no stress in my face. No face, 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 no face. No face, no face, no face, no face, no face, no. I don't get sleepy off no melatonin. My therapist put in a 30-day notice. Cause I keep on talking about beefing and business and money and women. There's no diagnosis, they empty the clip. Quick, swat that shit out and I came back reloaded. I'm just so happy that niggas who envied and hell that shit ain't got to finally show it. I'm over the moon. Yeah, we'll see it soon. I'm spreading my wings, I hop out cocoon. I'm studio trapping, I'm locked in the room. All these just throwing success in your face. All of these baddies obsessed with my face. All the shit they don't address in my face. I can't be showing no stress in my face. No face, no face, no face, no face.
All right. So, if you are here in the chat room, you might know that I'm this old school kind of hip hop dude, like sample-based beats, 85 to 90 BPM. No distortion. So you could think that I would hate something like this, which I don't. Partly because of the vocals, I guess, because it fit really well. To me, it worked really, really well. If I would have heard this without the vocal, I think I would kind of not understand the idea of the entire thing. But with those vocals, Drake, whatever, I think it works. It's distorted, it's driven, it's a little bit much, but yeah, I'm old school. But this type of vibe reminds me more of something like early Tyler the Creator stuff, especially with those types of vocals. Everything just makes sense. I think this was a job well done, for sure. The beat is a little bit repetitive, but that's fine if you do it for an artist like this.
I gotta know how you get lit off the nigga you hating on. Numbers untouchable, they got the data wrong. This is the moment I know they've been praying on.
Maybe not something I would listen to for an entire album or whatever, but as a single piece of work like this, I think it's cool. And it takes guts to do something like this, because it's different and it's distorted, and you know, the melody lines and everything is in there. It's all cool. The rhythmical parts of everything works. I don't have a lot of bad stuff to say about this. Moran says, surprisingly clear vocals despite a busy track. Yeah, for sure. For sure. And that's why I think it works. That's also why I think I wouldn't have enjoyed much of this without the vocals. It would probably have been too much for me. But with the vocals that cuts through like this, the beat becomes this backgroundy type of music that beats like this are supposed to be, you know? And playing this on loud, huge speakers in like a big venue, I think this would be really, really cool. Is this the same guy who sent over the Mobb Deep remix that I had a hard time with? Maybe. I don't know. Salberts is also here. Sorry, I'm late. Hi all. Hi and welcome. Baba Loco says it's too distorted for him, and I could have agreed, but I don't. This track could be something when the kick was not so distorted. That's only my opinion. Yeah. And you are entitled to an opinion, for sure.
Try not to play over, fuck it, I'm staying on. Keep on sending me sets to go crazy on 40, keep saying it's time to be patient.
I mean, there's not room in the low end for a normal 808. There's just not space in there, down there. So a distorted kick drum like that makes sense. The saturation makes it pop out. Is it a little bit too much? Yeah, maybe. But, you know, Rogue Planet, thanks a lot for sending this one in. Allowing an old school guy like me to not hate something that's not boom bap, you know? I'm not a huge fan of Drake, but you made the entire thing work, for sure. And I appreciate you for that. Let's see, this is a link to SoundCloud. That works. Cool. Carbon Vibes doesn't like it because it's too distorted and repetitive. Maybe. 9 Inch Nails vibes. Industrial, but with bounce. Yeah. The kick needs something to push it up, because the reverb on the second break makes the bottom cluttered. Yeah, if you want to split hairs like that, Moran, I guess you're right. I like the main note climbing idea. Just looking for a bit more variation with the arrangement. Yeah, you guys are really breaking stuff down more than I do today. I don't like this. The mic. Hold on. Let me see if I can fix that real quick. It's going to become silent for 30 seconds. One, two, 1, 2, 1, 2. We are back. Ha ha ha! Accurate technician. Now it's not the same. Yeah, that's better. Cool. So this is also someone we've heard before. Hi, I am Sontom music. Big up from Moscow. I produced this track for Chromatic. He recorded the verse on one of my other beats, but when I was mixing, decided to change the beat and make the final verse you can hear. I'm so glad to give it to you for your review. Big respect. Peace. Let's have a listen. Sontom music.
What's been going on here? No Nothing much, sir. A man was looking for you. A troublemaker.
Where is he?
Hey, he's gone. He's a fighter, well skilled in kung fu.
You see it, live and direct, nothing but the best. In the lab cooking up. DOA, low B. I'm itching to branch out from the opposition. I shift the whip to D, then proceed with my day. Warm my leftovers, pour a glass of Chardonnay. I ease my pain by not caring, cause that be a waste. I keep a steady pace with the way I'm pushing. A while back, this right here was floating in the bushes. The crease around my front toe let you know how I kept it moving. I'm the type to sit back and study like a student. Man, I'm here to progress, not sitting on the bench, warming up the seat, waiting for my next. This ain't your average, I come wrapped fresh and protected with the plastic. Stuff the next joint, I ain't too fond with the static. Let's go, adjust the skills so we reach higher steps. You know I'm talking on my mind, I ain't wasting no breath. I know life's a bitch, but I had to trust the process. Can't second guess my options, I could never look back. The world's in my hands, I ran the flow like Bojack. Pass you up like we on the interstate. Let the view of the sun creep right when I'm driving off. I'm gone like the wind, trying to manifest greatness. I'm scoring like I'm paid in. You stuck with the bum, steady hating. I'm posted up, cranking out the next tunes. Size them up at the core, then we'll see you soon.
Yeah, I am a fan of that. That's really cool.
Check this out.
Let's not check that out. Ha, my bad. You know, I've already mentioned the word a few times in this stream, but I think it makes even more sense for this one. Balls. I haven't said balls, but I'm going to call it balls right now. Confidence. I have some problems with that myself sometimes, whenever I make music, to just leave things, let things be, you know? A bass line, sometimes you might think that, yeah, this bass line only has 4 notes. I need to make it more of everything. Having pretty much a bass line going boom. That's it. That's cool. To me, that's cool. It doesn't always work, but for something like this, it works. What's really cool in the entire arrangement of this, or building up the loops, there's not a lot of bass drum. There's not a lot of snare. There's not a lot of hi-hats. There's not a lot of bass. There's not a lot of instruments. But in its entirety, it's still a great piece of music.
He's a fighter, well skilled in kung fu.
You see it, live and direct, nothing but the best.
Nothing is really... Okay, the bass is loud, but you don't have kick drums going like boom, boom. You don't have a snare drum going cha. You know? It's all nice and subtle. And the complexity of the track itself makes it so freaking good. This reminds me of beats from Eminem. Beats from Evidence, my bad. Or Alchemist, for that matter. Keeping it simple, straight up, really good stuff. When everything sits right in the pocket and everything sounds good, it doesn't need to be more than this. Drums, 1 single bass note, and this, and the horn sample on top. To me, this is good. This is really good. And this is one of those beats, like, if I didn't hear this beat with the rap, I would still love it. It would seem even more simpler, even easier to make, but doing something like this is not easy. You know?
Position, I shift the whip to D, then proceed with my day. Warm my leftovers, pour a glass of Chardonnay. I ease my pain by not caring, cause that be a waste. I keep a...
Okay, it's doom doom when it comes to the bass line. To me, listen to that again and study it well. I know I'm gonna have to do that because I want to get more into making beats kind of like this. It has a lot of energy in there, but nothing is exciting. Nothing is energetic in itself, but the context of it, the completeness makes it good. What are you saying? Love how thick the break was compressed. Muddy and evocative. Nice details. The horn was fighting with the vocals a bit to me. Maybe. But now you're being really harsh. You could say that the horns was fighting with the vocals. I know what you're saying. Was it something that immediately struck me as a big problem? No. Maybe it is a little bit of a problem, but you know what? Method Man vibes on the vocals. Yeah, for sure. That's also why a word like confidence comes into play, because this is a confident rapper.
Pace with the way I'm pushing. A while back, this right here was floating in the bushes. The crease around my front toe let you know how I kept it moving.
Everything is laid back and nice, but it's not boring. It's not sad. It's not depressing. It's not lifeless. To me, that's cool. That's an art form in itself. Awesome stuff. We had a really great submission, and I appreciate that. Thanks a lot, Sontom Music from Russia. Thanks. We have beats from all over the world. Now I think I want the window to tell me. No, I can see it right there. Cool. We do have a bit of a lag between me and the chat, and that's what it always is. But, you know. Scott Davis sends in a beat. Hey, Accurate. Thanks for taking the time to check this song out that I just released. And it's a link. Okay, where do I want to listen to this? Let's go YouTube. That's not YouTube. It's YouTube Music. Never used that. Okay, ads. Maybe I shouldn't have gone for YouTube. But I'm a YouTuber. What can I say? I bet someone is an Action Bronson fan. Well, it kind of had the Action Bronson vibe too. I know what you're saying. And I'm an Action Bronson fan, for sure. Left my family upstairs watching an episode of Fuck That's Delicious. So, that's proof enough. Now we have the track. Modern 808. Let's see if this is the right thing. Modern 808. Scott. Yep. So this is not going to be a beat. This is going to be different. Let's give it a shot. Let's give it a chance.
If I could get away, if I could get away, it might be another story.
something happened to me right before 2 minutes. This is one type of drums, right? Then that happens. I'm not sure about that. Is that the right thing to do? This feels like a vibe in itself. This is one vibe, one mode, one variant of it. And then yeah, I'm not sure about that secondary drum kit kind of coming forwards. I'm not sure about that. But it's interesting to have music in this kind of genre. And the account is not modern 808. Sorry, modern 88. That's what it is called. I think that's the artist name. Modern 88. I don't know if it's that modern, but it is surely 88. I mean, the 80s vibes are 100% there, right? And building all those different layers of pad sounds and like the more subtle, like slow stuff in the background makes it more modern, I guess. But the drums are 80s, the vocals are 80s, the different instruments are 80s, and the melodies are 80s. So it's an 80s inspired track for sure. Does it sound like a pure 1988 kind of track? No. What makes it more modern? Maybe some of the vocal effects makes it even more modern. I don't know. This is cool. This is good. This is well produced stuff. And this is definitely hitting the nail for this type of genre. I guess someone sat down and decided, I want to make a track that sounds like this. And then it came out exactly like that. That's what I'm imagining here. Not that I know anything of what I'm talking about, but this type of music is fun to make. I haven't made songs like this, but I've, played around with synths enough to accidentally do stuff that sounds similar to this. At least a little bit. And one criticism here could be that it sounds like you're trying a little bit too much. There's a little bit too much stuff going on everywhere. This might be a project that has been sitting in your DAW for a little bit too long. And whenever you revisit it, you start adding something more and something more and something more. And then it becomes a little bit too much in terms of everything. But that's also a thing in this style, in this genre. It's supposed to be a lot of things just thrown at the wall. Giacomo says the synth is definitely a DX7. Yeah, I guess it is. Or a DX7 clone, or, where you can load up the hex files. It's not called the hex files. There are a lot of Dex files. There is this plugin called Dext, right? That can read the same kind of files that the DX7 does, and it sounds pretty much exactly the same. And maybe it's that, or maybe it's a proper DX7, who knows? But yeah.
Another story.
Right there, two different themes. The main lead synth and then this popcorny type of thing. Do we need all that in the beginning of the track? Maybe we do. I don't know. A fun track. That's the conclusion here. That's a fun track. Is it great? Is it awesome? Is it banging? Is it like, I don't know. Is it fun? For sure. It's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Reface, DX sysx. Yeah, more and you know all the words. Sysx is the file. I was born in the 80s and spent a whole lot of the 19s learning to hate that sound. Yeah, it sounds a little bit like the Korg Triton X. Maybe it does. I don't know too well. But definitely an 80s kind of track. 80s pop, I guess. Cool. Thanks for sending it in. I love getting some stuff that's a little bit out of the ordinary. Let's move into one of our recurring guests on the show. Let's play Eslo. The track we had last week from Eslo was one of the best ones I've heard in these streams, I think. So now we have another one from Eslo, who says, a lot of beats have been made, and this is one of them. I try not to send you beats I've released on streaming services, but since you're not monetizing your beat reviews, I figured, what the hell. Yeah. A couple of shows ago, I forgot to click that, and it became monetized, and I immediately got a a copyright claim. That's fine. Send me whatever. I don't care anymore. But we do have channel memberships, so you could become a member to donate and support the channel like that. Not you, Eslo, per se. That's not what I'm saying. But if you want to support this entire project and this thing, become a member is a way to do that. This one is called All I Know. I edited this one to 2 minutes so you can hear all the elements. The MP3 is here somewhere. Cool. That's thoughtful. To make a bounce that's 2 minutes long. Let's play Eslo. Eslo is probably in the chat, or hopefully in the chat. So let's give him a lot of feedback about this one.
That's all I know. That's all I know. That's all I know.
Eslo, you did it again.
That's all I know. 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 That's all
Yeah, okay, cool. Someone in the chat said just now, fire, but a couple of BPMs slower with a lot of swing, and I 100% agree. This was a fire track too. Eslo is a really talented producer, for sure. Do I totally agree with the drum programming of this one? No, I don't. I think you should try exactly what Stan Solo III says. It's already released, and who cares? But, take the BPM down just a notch and add more swing to it. And this would, I think it would be even better. Not saying that this wasn't good. And the different stutter effects that totally cuts it out, super effective stuff over here.
That's all I know. That's all I know.
And it's all in time too. It's not like what you do on the SP404 when you just go ham with the knobs. It's all on time. 8 notes, quarter notes, whatever. That's cool. Beats like this, classic chopped up samples with drums and bass. You can't go wrong. If you do it good, if you're good at it, it's good. Straight up. Could this one be lowered in BPM and added some more swing? Yeah. I think it's most obvious at the beginning here.
That's all I know. That's all I know.
You do have the snare.
Eslo, you did it again.
I think it's obvious. You should go for more swing and lower tempo. Maybe it's not possible with that sample. You can't always just go whatever you want if you're using hardware or whatever. But thanks a lot, Eslo. One of the recurring people that comes in here, who sends beats in to the stream, and I think that's awesome. I love it. We are kind of getting to know what Eslo is doing, which is cool. This is not as good as the one you had for me last week, I think, because of these small things we talk about. And the sample and the way you use the sample with the horn stabs and everything, super effective. Yeah, really good, really good. I personally like the energy at that tempo. Yeah, me too. Maybe this. Okay, maybe this. Okay, imagine scratch on that one. Would be really cool. But I think it would have more life and a different kind of energy. Still a lot of energy and still like a high energy track. Even if you would have taken the BPM down a little bit and added some swing. I think you would still have a vibe. You are onto some. I do agree, made so well. Straight is nice sometimes. Sometimes drums just have to be straight and on the grid, for sure. But often, swing is a good thing. And no one agrees with me. A lot of people like the tempo, whatever. I think what I think. I stand by it, damn it. It's a nice track. Eslo is awesome. So, what's interesting now is that in the normal inbox, that one came in on the 14th, by the way. So we have left the 11th of November. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, that's on the 29th. No, oh my God. I said we're going to the 18th because that's when I announced the whole thing. We have 2 more beats, people. 2 more beats in the normal inbox. And in the junk mail, we have another 1 or 2, depending on how I feel about it. Basically 1. Yeah, because that's on the 21st. No. So, we don't have a lot of beats left to play. I never thought this day would come. Accurate is not my tempo guy. Nah. Internal temperature is too high. Allow it to cool. That's the camera. So let's allow it to cool. Whoa, okay, sorry about that. So let's switch to this one just for fun. Yeah, we have been at it for an hour so far because I keep talking a lot about the beats. Maybe it's gonna be more than 2 hours today, I'm not sure. But what I'm thinking, I shouldn't do this when the screen is on camera though. And that's even worse. So I don't want the computer monitor to be shown on camera. Well, we need to fix that. Hold on. So, that's strange, but it works. You know what? Let's just have a chat for a minute or two, because I'm gonna go. I don't know why I'm doing this on stream, but we don't care anymore, do we? Maybe I should say what I'm doing. I'm going into the website right now, accuratebeats.com, and I'm enabling okay, cool. I can't do everything at once. So, what I'm doing now is that I'm going into the website and I'm activating the submission thing. So you can send in beats to the series as of right now. So it shouldn't take a lot of work because I use Squarespace for my website and it's really easy to edit things. So on the beat review page, submit your beat right here. So we need to change and activate. We need to edit that page. We need to replace this one with this one. Save. And there's not accuratebeats.com. Save is the same as publish for this one. Beat review, submit your beat right here. Boom, it should work. That's cool. Haha. So, I just edited the website. So if you're here right now and you have something you want to send in, it's actually open right now. accuratebeats.com. No, I haven't done everything. But yeah, I'm sorry. I did a little bit of website coding. So now the submission is open. On accuratebeats.com, you can go in there and submit your beat right now. Send in something to the series. It's probably going to be featured in the next episode, maybe today, if we are quick on the thing. So that's cool, which means I gotta log into that email too. But as I do that, let's actually play the next track on the list. Maybe try to change cameras again. Hold on. There we are. Cool. So, I'm sorry about that, but I just opened up the submissions on the website. You can go to AccubateBeats.com, click Beat Review, click Submit Your Beat, and enter the thing, and send in a beat. So we made that happen, at least. That's cool. Back to the beats, because we have a few more to play. Hi, Accurate Beats. My name is Niels. I'm from the Netherlands. I've been making music for quite some time now, but I always struggle with creating the feeling I want to go for. With this beat, for the first time, I felt like I got it right. It's probably not a perfect mix, and I still have a lot to learn, but I hope you enjoy it as I enjoy watching your videos. Cool. Let's play this one. It's called Just Gotta Keep Living.
The one that whispers. It tells me what's right and what's not, when to leave and where to go. It's not Shakespeare. It does not speak in memorable lines. My inner voice always gives it to me straight.
That's crazy. Niels said, I always struggle with creating the feeling I want to go for. With this beat, for the first time, I felt like I got it right. And you made this a little bit weird, half-tempo kind of thing that really worked. And it's not even 2 minutes long, so let's play a little section of it again. That's cool. So, Niels, I think you're totally wrong. I think you should try to be more confident with these things, because this definitely has a really nice vibe to it. And, you can tell that you've made music for some time, because it has all the different things in there. The drums make sense, even though it's half tempo. Feels cool. The different synths and the different elements that comes in, and the bass line, the mix is good. To me, the mix is good. Could be a little bit more powerful, I guess, depending on what you like. But this whole boom ba doom ba doom kanda doom ba doom doom, the half tempo really works for me. I would have never thought of that myself. If I made something like this, I would go for a normal like boom boom ka boom ba doom ka boom ba doom doom ka, and that would have been boring. So Beat Owl says really smooth, and I think that's really the right words. Super smooth and super slick and super cool. Niels, you should feel proud about that one. You really nailed the feeling. Didn't sound cheesy, which can be a problem with this style. Yeah, for sure. Moran is onto something. This kind of laid back, really smooth beats can feel like cheesy or corny or whatever word you want to use. This one, nice and balanced, right in there. Serious and like relaxing in that type of way, but beautiful. Really cool. Lo-fi and chill. Yeah. I don't know if that was lo-fi, but still. Jesus, sorry about that. Whew. Niels from the Netherlands. Keep sending in your beats. I want to hear more of your stuff. If you say that you're struggling with creating the feeling you want to go for, what kind of feeling do you want to go for? This is definitely a feeling. So this one will be the last one in the normal inbox. Then we're going to the junk mail. You know, emails that just happens to end up in the junk. This one is from WooDB. WooDB Beats. Am I reading that right? DEBE. WooDB. From Poland. We have something from you since before. We've heard, this is not your first submission. Let's check it out. There it is. Let's go. I need to learn how to use a computer because I obviously don't know. I'm just closing windows left and right and I'm just messing everything up. Downloads. Here we are. Okay, cool. Another one that's really like, okay, we gotta backtrack. Made So Well is the first official channel member on Accurate Beats YouTube channel. That's cool. Thank you, Made So Well. So we got a member. We have the first member. That's awesome. Memberships aren't gonna do much for you right now, but it's probably the best way ever to support me and what I do. Like, Made So Well has made a lot of super chats over the last few weeks, and that's really appreciated. But this is a membership. Now I have a member. So if I do something like a member-only live stream, it's just going to be me and Made So Well. Awesome. Welcome to the club. Welcome to as the first member of this exclusive club that we have chosen to call the memberships on Accurate Beats YouTube channel. Cool. Now I can spam emotes. I don't know if you could. I don't know how it works. Does it cost money to do that? Now, when you're a member, I don't think it does. Whew! First membership. That's cool. Back to this beat. Sent in by WooDB. WooDB. I don't know. This is a nice and cool, balanced thing. To me, it feels a little bit empty, might be the word, or just it needs some vocals. Is this a rap beat? This could be a rap beat. So we have another one with a lot of elements, but not a lot of energy in the different elements. So the energy comes from the totality of it all. The kick drum might be a little bit much, and that vocal sample that hits the might be, a bit repetitive. But I like the vibe of this one, for sure. Everything feels like it sits in the right place. Some volumes could always be changed up. I mean, traveling by bus in the rain, one of those beats, or also just a serious rapper talking about something heavy on the track would be cool. And maybe that's maybe that's how it's supposed to be listened to. I don't know. Great work. Thanks a lot for sending it in. A bit empty, so enough space for a rapper. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Exactly. It sounds like as if it's done with an old MPC with old samples. Maybe so. I didn't think of that. I kinda don't think so. So, Moran can't even see the option of becoming a channel member because he's on an iPad. Is that the thing? You have to be on a computer to do it? Now I'm almost doing a super chat to myself. That wouldn't be okay. So maybe the channel membership is only available on the computer. I don't know. So you did post some emojis, some emotes, and you picked the ugliest one. The one I just drew in Photoshop. What? Well. Channel memberships is a thing we're trying out. We've said enough about that track. It's a cool beat. Thanks for sending it in. Now, in the rest of the email here, we only have beats that came in after the 18th, so I'm just going to skip those. But we need to go into the junk mail. Support our veterans again. This one came in on the 15th. And this is also spam. I urgently seek your service to represent me in investing in your region/country. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. This, I think we have this one, maybe one more, but this one first of all, in the junk mail. So 1 or 2 beats left, and that's it. This one doesn't have any text at all. It's just a single MP3 file sent in by someone who might want to be anonymous. I don't know. No, the email says Buckshot Jerry in the subject. Buckshot Jerry. Cool. She doesn't know .mp3. So someone had a lot of fun making this piece of music, for sure. Something about this doesn't really work for me, and I have a hard time nailing what it is. And yeah, the sample feels, you recognize the sample. Someone said it's from Blade Runner. Yeah, I've heard this before, the sample. A classic break. Maybe the problem here for me is the arrangement itself. It feels too picked apart, you know? It doesn't feel like one cohesive piece of music, and everything doesn't always have to, I know. But a part of me feels like I want the loop. It's funny. Now I kind of want it to be more repetitive. Sometimes my criticism is that it's too repetitive. Here it's the other way around, because you do recognize the sample and it comes back, and that's cool. But there's not like a consistent, yeah, this is the beat I'm listening to. Now I have time to relax as a listener. You have to pay attention to all the new stuff that comes in all the time. The drums gets taken out, and then there's a different B section, and then, you know, the arrangement feels a little bit stressed. Or you could also see it the other way around and feel like the arrangement is evolved, and that the arrangement is interesting and it has a lot of stuff going on, which is cool. To me, it's a little bit much. My mind never goes to this place where I'm like comfortable listening to it. You know. Oh, we have another member. Cool. This is, I don't know, I'm just really excited. Channel memberships. I've seen a lot of people doing it over the years, and I've been like, yeah, I could do Patreon. Well, I don't know. But memberships is cool. Now we have another one. Blake Superior Beats, welcome as the second member of the channel. I don't know how to use the language here. Are you a member of the channel or a member to the channel? It's my channel. It's just mine. And you are a member in the... How does that even work? You are a member of what? Of the Accurate Beats YouTube channel? Yeah, welcome as a member. That's what I'm trying to say. Supporting me through memberships like this is a really cool thing. And I appreciate it. So we have two now. We have Blake Superior Beats and we have Made So Well. Cool. Two people that comes in to the chat room every now and then. Or pretty much always. Of the channel. You are members of the channel. Yeah. But I still think it's weird because the channel... I want the channel to be a club. And having you as members of the club. The channel feels like it's me. So starting memberships, and the first thing I say is that the channel is mine. You're not a member. You are a member of the channel, and I appreciate that a lot. I just have problems using the language somehow. This track... When you hear the loop itself, with the drums and the samples and the bass and everything, it's good. It's a great piece of music. I enjoy it a lot. I'm just finding myself having some type of issue with the arrangement because it feels a little bit all over the place. Not just in a good way. Chris52 says, we are all accurate now. You are. You are. We got ships and dips over here, you guys. Of course you do. In the membership section. And now that happened again. Jesus. It's not even hot in here. I don't know why the camera gets overheated. But it does. Because it's outputting 4K and it turns it down to 1080p. So I could do it 1080p and it wouldn't. Whatever. Now, let's go back to the email again because I have one more in here that I'm not sure that I want to open. Yeah, I'm just gonna skip this, I think. Maybe not. Let's play one. A little bit of context here. Someone has sent a few emails looking all professional and stuff like that. And the email says things like, the beats are presented for recording purposes only. To release the song or on any music platform, please contact me using the whatever. And there's just a lot of names and addresses and references to artists that he's been working with. And it feels too official, you know? Oh, Carbon Vibes is also not a member. Yeah, you are. Carbon Vibes became a member. Cool. I thought it was a super chat. Carbon Vibes, thank you. So, 3 people that we know really well on this channel. Blake Superior, Made So Well, and Carbon Vibes are now members on the channel. Members of the channel. Sorry. This email, you know, this is a problem with being all professional about stuff because beats are presented for recording purposes only. To release the song, please contact me. No. Okay, I'm not going to play this. I'm not. It doesn't feel good. And it's my channel, and I'm in charge, and I can decide for myself. Cucurcio beats. Please send me a normal email with actual words and just a single file, and I'm gonna feature it. All this stuff scares me away. I don't want to play this. Worked with Gorillas. No, not Gorillas. BET Awards nominated producer 2023. This is a big shot. It feels like. And I can play big shot people's music in here. That's fine. But words like contact me if you want to release it. I'm not releasing anything. I'm just playing it on a stream. Still, it feels fishy. Let's not do it. Which means we are losing pace here, I know, but still. I'm done with the emails. That's another one from the 29th. So no, let's close that one down. We are officially down. We are now officially done covering the beats that has been sent in to accuratebeatreview@gmail.com. And I think that email is now dead. I'm not going to bother opening that one again. accuratebeatreview@gmail.com is dead. It's not a thing anymore. Blake Superior is posting emojis. The ones I put in there, I've designed them myself. It's a little monster and this record crate and this one. Okay, doesn't show, but the animation, the reel-to-reel recorder. So, I have heard a few notifications in the background though, which should mean that, yeah, we have form submissions from my website. Which means that it works. It works. It's alive. Now, let's see, I'm receiving these emails on the wrong address. I don't know how to feel about that. I need to log into the actual email because this is a forwarding thing. Let's open up the other email, the official one. Add account. Another one. Boom. Huh. Let's... okay, hold on. Let's do that. And I need to do... Yeah, I know, this is a great live stream right now. I'm setting up an email account. No, I'm not setting it up. I'm connecting it to this computer. Sweden, where are you? Rwanda, Somalia, Sweden. So, verification code. These are not things you're supposed to do on a live stream, but I don't give a fuck. Now we have a verification code over here. Verification. And the emails did not end up where I wanted them to. Huh. That's crazy. So I need to do some adjustments on the thing. But I did get emails. I did. And I can view the files. Yes, this works great. Let's play another one from the new submissions on the website. Just Jesus. So, let's play a few more from the new submissions that came in on the website because it works and it's flawless. Comes to the wrong email address, but that's my problem. It still works. Accurate Tech Channel, yeah. 10 megabytes, yeah, I know. I'm not super happy about that, but it is what it is, you know. I'm using Squarespace as my website host, and the functionality they have built in limits everything to 10 megabytes. So you can't send in any beats that are more than 10 megabytes. So it has to be an MP3 file. It has to be an MP3 file. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we have 4 different submissions right now. And I haven't done anything on Instagram or whatever. I just mentioned it on here, and people sent in some beats. Cool. You need some version of a deck stream deck. Yeah, I had this video switcher before, and that worked, but it made noise. So this is what it is. I just need to relax. Then everything works. But when I start clicking away, it doesn't. And I'm also thinking about setting up a secondary computer to just have the beats on. I don't know. So the first one that came in, it's in that order. And this is fitting. The first track that came in here comes from Carbon Vibes. My third member on the channel. This has to be the first one. 30 minutes ago. Yeah, cool. Carbon Vibes sent this beat in and wrote, "Thanks again for hosting and sharing music. This was from another sample challenge. Much respect." Cool. We're not going to play Carbon Vibes because Carbon Vibes became a member. We're not doing that type of like elitist stuff. You became a member to hopefully support the channel, and that's what you do. It doesn't necessarily have anything to do with the cues or the order of things in the beat reviews. But I got your submission, so we're gonna play it because that's the first one I got. Carbon Vibes with the track called Tiene Mota. I guess that's Spanish. I don't know. Let's also fix that camera first. So we haven't had a lot of technical difficulties before on these streams. Now we do, which is unfortunate, but it's going to be easier and better in the future. Mostly because this new way of sending in beats works really well. Carbon Vibes, we already read the email. Thank you and all that. And let's play it. Carbon Vibes.
Papa's got a brand new bag.
Carbone.
My God. My God. Thank you. Thank you for sending that one in. Carbon Vibes. Jeez. 1 minute and 56 seconds too. What is there to be said about this one? At the start here, I felt like, yeah, I need more swing on the drums, just a little bit. Then I felt like, no, I don't need anything else. This is really good as it is. You could start talking about adding a compressor on the sample and the different stabs and whatever to have things a little bit more in line. But who the fuck cares? This one just has so much really good energy. And that section with the organ going like, whew, if that would have been like 16 bars, it wouldn't have been listenable. You couldn't listen to that. But in this case, for just 4 or 8 bars or whatever it is, makes sense. And everything is all well and good. And then some French vocals in there. I don't know French. I don't know what the words are. But it does wonders with the vibe. Awesome. In tune, on beat, everything is in there. It would be interesting to hear a little bit more swing on the drums. But, it's not necessary. Apart from the vocal, it's kind of mono because the vocals are panning. I don't know. Everything is mono to me, so it's good. Maybe that the entire mix could be a little bit more compressed and like managed in terms of dynamics because there's a lot of stuff going on. Or maybe you would totally kill the vibe and kill the energy like that. I don't know. It's hype, but tame. I don't know. To me, it's a lot of hype. But maybe my headphones are a little bit loud too. Carbon Vibes. The first one, my third YouTube member. Awesome. And the first submission that came in the right way. So I need to make that clear because I'm just... Yeah, I'm too worked up. www.accuratebeats.com. Go to that webpage, it's my website, and go to beat review and then click submission thing. And then you will go to this forum where you can enter some stuff, some details, attach a file and send it in. That's the only way to send in beats right now. I'm not accepting beats over email anymore. We're doing the website thing full out. So that's the first one from Carbon Vibes. Thanks a lot. Hyping the entire thing up. So now I can just go there and that's the next submission. This is so much better. This is from Stan Solo, who's also in the chat. Which makes sense because now when I said it, that it's open again, you guys are the only one who knows. Sent via form submission from accuratebeats.com. Hi, thanks for the great show. Made this last year on the SP404 Mark II. Much love. So, let's listen to this track from Stan Solo.
Frontin' like you would, but y'all were just asking for this. Frontin' like you would, just asking for this. Frontin' like you would. just asking for this. Like you want. Frontin' like you want. Frontin' like you want, but y'all were just asking for this. Frontin' like you want, but y'all were just asking for this. Frontin' like you want. Just asking for this.
One of those beats that grows on you, you know? At first, I felt like I was looking for all the different mistakes. Feeling like the different chops are off the grid, maybe a bit too much. You know, it's a fine balance between going too much on the grid and too much off the grid. You want to be right in the exact right place there. To me, it felt like, yeah, this is a little bit too sloppy. But then, like literally 5 seconds later, I got it and I understood, yeah, this is what's supposed to be cool about this. And it is cool. Someone said that it's nostalgic, and it is. This type of classic drum break always works. Someone said that it's a bit muffled in the low end, and I don't know if I agree.
Frontin' like you want, but y'all were just asking for this.
To me, the piano just cuts through the mix nicely. If you had even more like treble in there, it would probably be too much or too much volume. This is nice and balanced to me. Definitely.
Frontin' like you want.
Right there, the bass note.
Frontin' like you want.
In terms of rhythm, there's something a little bit weird with the bass line and the kick drum. And I'm sure that's intentionally done, which is cool. I like it, but the mix is a little bit quiet. The entire thing feels quiet. I had to turn up the volume so I heard myself too much. So maybe a little bit of limiting on the entire mix could help. The double kick transients. Okay, we also need to step back here. We have another member, Pete Rum, who has sent in beats to the series before, is also an Accurate supporter. That's the name of the first tier membership. Pete KS, welcome to Accurate Beats YouTube channel as a member. Now, I am a little bit concerned because I'm not following along everything here, but Beat Owl or Cresshead seems to, I don't know. A while ago it seemed like he needed some help, and now I don't know. Are you just not a fan of the entire website thing? Doing that type of submission? Or now we need to send in MP3s. Yeah, that's kind of what we're going for. Is that a big problem? In that case, help me out. Tell me. I'm doing this for the first time ever. I don't know what I'm doing. Beat Owl, think it worked. Okay, so you sent something in. I'll check it out soon. Chris52, my in real life friend, not just on here. I know him in real life. A super chat, 52 Swedish kroner. That's like $5. To celebrate the first members, beating the endless email queue, and for just having an awesome stream. Let's hope there are many more to come. And there are. The plan is definitely to keep doing this. Hopefully every week. Hopefully every week. Do you have to submit in advance or right now? You can submit... Okay. This is maybe me being too transparent with this entire thing. But my answer is, I really don't know. I really want to avoid having this long queue and having people waiting for weeks to be featured. So whenever I'm noticing that I have like a lot of beats, maybe I'm gonna cut it at 20 or 30, I'm gonna close it. Do another episode and open it again. So you don't have to submit as I'm live. That would be crazy. And it's not going to be open all the time because I can't manage that. That's going to be... We had like 70 beats at one point. So having too many beats creates this queue and this waiting list, and I'm just not a fan of it. So the website, the forum will obviously be open and closed. That's going to be obvious. That's going to be apparent to you whenever you go in there. Because if it says the beat submission is closed, it's closed. If you can enter, it's coming in. And if it's coming in, it's going to be played sometime. So I'm going to post this on Instagram too and just tell people that it's open. And if it becomes like crazy again, I'm going to close it. If it becomes manageable, I'm going to keep it open. To me, that seems to work. That's what I'm thinking. And I am open to suggestions because things needs to be improved. I know. But for now, this is what we're doing. And we have been at this live stream for 2 hours now. So we could say bye-bye. But I don't want to say bye-bye. I want to keep moving through this because it works really well. Who was this? This was Stan, wasn't it? Stan Solo. Stan Solo was in the chat before. I haven't... Yeah, there you are. Stan Solo says thanks. Thanks for all the feedback. So yeah. This is a nice beat. Nice and laid back and relaxed and cool. Carbon Vibes says, I got the email from your website after submitting my email. Just wanted to let you know it's working. Okay. I did not know that you were getting an email. If you're getting an email like a confirmation that it's been sent in, maybe that's good. But Carbon, could you please help me out? Which email address does that email come from? Is it from accurate@accuratebeats.com or is it another email? Can you reply to that email? Would love to know. Would love to know. Yeah, Stan Solo, dope beat. A lot of people are liking it. And me too. Beat Owl. Yeah, Chris said, I got your beat. I'm not sure it's going to be played today, but it's here. Cool. So if I just move along to the next one, this is so much better. So much better. This is from Peter Schmidt. high accurate. This is a piece of a small EP that I made, The Lioness, which tells a short story about a lioness. In this case, it's about bedtime for the kids. The other tracks from the EP are instrumentals with only some vocal samples. Cool. That sounds like an entire creative project. That's really cool. And we have a file, and I'm able to download it, and it just ends up in the folder, and I'm ready to play it and then check it off. Awesome. So we can send beats right now that we are listening to today. Well, can you? I've been live for 2 hours now, so we're gonna say goodnight soon. And whenever I pick this stream up next week, next Monday, I'm just gonna keep going through the list. But the list is gonna be manageable. So if you send your music right now, it's gonna end up on the list. So it's gonna be featured today or next week. That's the plan. If I decide to stream for yet another hour tonight, it's going to be played tonight. If I'm streaming for another 10 minutes, it's not going to be played. Because now we have 6 more tracks to play. Or 3 more after this. Peter. The Savannah Lullaby comes right here. No, Carbon Vibes says, I got the email and nothing more. I really want to know that, what email address it comes from. Whatever. This one from Peter, the Savannah Lullaby.
The Lioness. Pete Rum. 1 to the 2. Yeah, come here, my love. Come, lay down next to me and watch the melting sun. Come here, my love. This day is as good as done. Listen up, little one. Yeah, I wanna tell you something. Another day full of pride and wild eyes. We live the moment to make sure that the time's right. You learn from hindsight. Experience is the best teacher, best feature for the next 9 lives. Play and quest, but now lay to rest. Tomorrow I'll explain to have you straight impressed. Find some sleep. I'll keep the pack together in your dreams. Everything can last forever.
Now I'm just chillin',
Chillin' like a villain.
roll the trees up.
Blow the trees up. Rock this, rock this. Let's rock. Savannah Lullaby. Oh my. Let your soul fly so high. And now close your Come here, my love. Come, lay down next to me and watch the melting sun.
So this one came in from Peter, who made this EP called The Lioness. And the EP tells a story about a lioness. In this case, it's about bedtime for the kids. Okay, so that's why you had the vocals and the stuff that told the story. I see. I feel stupid, but I haven't really thought about this type of music in a context like that. Like making an EP with an actual story. I think that's cool. Did I love the rapping of this one? I'm not sure. Do I love the entire project? Yeah, it sounds super, super cool. An EP with an actual story, and the other tracks doesn't have vocals. Yes, it does. The other tracks from the EP are instrumentals with only some vocal samples. And this one had more vocals than that. I think it's cool. It tells a story. It has... this is... Excuse me, this is just a little bit different. You just have to think about this in another type of context.
Lay down next to me and watch the melting sun. Come here, my love, this day is...
The track without the vocals would probably give me kind of the same feeling. The vocals might be a little bit over the top for the project, in my personal taste. But this is so subjective, right?
Savannah lullaby. Oh my. Let your soul fly so high. And now blow.
Is this... I don't know. It feels like this is almost a live production. Because what we just heard there, like a kick and a snare going at the exact same time, to me, that's just a mistake from you finger drumming. Keeping that is kind of cool, but again, different. What are people saying about this? The kick is off intentionally. Yeah, okay, it's you. Pete is here. It's the same one. Who became a channel member? Pete KS. It's you, right? Peter, yeah. What are you saying? The kick is off intentionally to get that sleepy vibe, but maybe too much though. Okay. That's what I'm saying. Like, judging this one as a beat. It's not simple. It's not that simple. This is more than that.
The trees up.
Come, lay down next to me and watch.
So you want to give this the entire, like, now it's bedtime type of sleepy vibe, which is cool. This project, I'm not making any promises, but a part of me wants to hear the entire EP to see how this one fits into the thing. You know what you're doing. That's obvious. You do know what you're doing, and I'm sure that all the things that I'm reacting on here is intentional.
Little one, yeah, I want to tell you, yeah. Come here, my love, come.
And the singing and the rapping, this one made me confused. This one made me think. I feel like the drums would fit more to a boom bap style, and the rest more to a slow meditation song. Yeah, I know what you're saying, Kane, and I think you're onto something. We have two different styles here that kind of meets in the middle. This sleepy meditation kind of relaxation music, and I don't even know, classic, normal hip-hop drums. And that could be a beautiful marriage. But there's something here that kind of makes the two things a little bit too separate from one another. A little bit too separate from one another. I can't speak now. I feel like I smoked some bad. Okay, I don't know. A cool beat, a cool project. Making this kind of a lullaby thing. To make it a lullaby, I think it would have to be more beautiful, which would mean to have less drums in this case. I don't know. Some people are saying some cool stuff in the chat room, some helpful stuff, and I'm not sure I'm that helpful myself right now, but I'm trying. It's artistic. It's cool. As a beat, I don't know. On a part of an EP, sure.
Pete Rum.
Right here. It's nice.
1 to the 2.
Yeah, okay. I know you just became a member on the channel, so I'm not gonna let that inflict. I'm not a fan of the drums. I think that's the problem. The drum samples themselves in here feels a little bit too busy. I would have gone with like a tiny rim shot and maybe a low pass filter on the kick to make it even softer and more dreamlike to go with the vibe. But I don't know. It's cool. It's a cool track. It's a cool project. Thanks for sending it in, and thanks for becoming a member. We have channel members now. That's cool. Pete, shameless plug. It's called The Lioness by Pete KS, and it's live on Spotify. It's about a year old by now. I think I've gotten a bit better at mixing, but I still like it a year later. Yeah, we all do. Kinda, but it's different, which is interesting. Cool. Thanks a lot for sending it in. And you are more than welcome to do shameless plugs on the chat, whoever you are. This is all about the community and connection and supporting and helping each other. Don't ever be ashamed of anything. The next one that also came in the right way through the email, the form on the website, comes from John Mossy. Made on MPC-1. Beat is a little bit busy and I don't know how to mix. I just exported out straight out of the MPC and here it is. Flip Flops by, the name again, by John Mossy. Cool. Let's play another one. I'm waiting 3 weeks for my turn. I'm so hyped. Have you sent something in that hasn't been played? That could have happened. I hope I'm close. Who are you? Icarus. Icarus. I do remember that username. If you sent it in after the 18th of November, it's not going to be played. You're going to have to submit it on the website. So again, John Mossy, Flip Flops. John Mossy. I'm gonna be honest. This is a little bit too strange for me. Nice work for sure, but in terms of the musical taste, because that's also something we don't talk too much about. I don't know. Here we go. No. To me, this feels really artistic, really artful and cool. And having this as the soundtrack for like a movie scene of like a painter going crazy, like a video montage of someone just throwing canvases and paintbrushes and stuff left and right and just going crazy. Sure, that's cool. As a piece of art that goes together with something else maybe, or just stands by itself. As a piece of music to listen to, this grinds my gears in a way that's not, to me, it's not very pleasing to listen to. It kind of grows on you, but the reverb or the ring mod, whatever it is wild. Yeah, made so well, I agree. Beat Owl also says that the drums could need more punch, but the processing is very creative. Maybe use parallel processing next time. I don't know. That thing sounds like old company flow beats. Yeah, it kind of does. It kind of does. It definitely does. Now I hear it. Yeah. From the Fun Crusher Plus album. Kind of sounds like this. But even more aggressive. I don't know what to say about this. Beats like this going kind of close to noise music and like industrial stuff. I don't really understand it myself. I want my music to be more harmonic than that. I'm not saying this is a bad job by any means. It's a nice piece of work, but I have a problem finding a place or a spot in my life for this music to exist. That came out very hard, very harsh. That's not what I'm saying. But like in my life as a music enjoyer and listener, this type of music, I'm not sure where it fits in, I'm thinking a movie scene again, but cool. Thanks for sending it in. And for being one of the people who submitted it the right way. That's cool. So we have someone in the chat who's asking when he was featured. And I think you were featured earlier today. The track is called Samrit, and I downloaded that on the 25th. So you were played in last week's episode. Starman Olak. I don't know. You who asked in the comments in the chat room, you were played last week, for sure. So I'm not gonna play that beat again. Honestly, I can't remember which one it was. Now, we have even more submissions coming in, and that's cool. I think we're actually gonna go bye-bye, though. Gonna play one more beat. I've said 2 hours, and it's now been 2.5. And I've been busy with cameras and emails and whatever. But now we know that the new system works. Someone asks on... I can't see a form on the Beat Review site. No, you... Okay. So, you go to accuratebeats.com. accuratebeats.com. Then you go to the Beat Review page in a few different ways, but whatever. Beat Review. There's not a form on that page. You have to click Submit Your Beat right here. Underline that text. Submit your beat right here. Click that one. Then you come to this external page that has the form. And this enables me to turn it off or turn it on whenever I want to. Someone also asked if you're getting some type of... What did you say? Do I get an email or something if the submission worked? I just tried and it just turned white when I clicked the submit. When you click submit, it should say thanks on the website itself. You shouldn't get an email as a confirmation or anything. To me, that it feels unnecessary. But it says thanks on the site, which means that you should have gotten it. And the plan here is that whenever a beat has been featured on a show, I'm going to email you right then. It says on the form too. Email only if you want to get a notification when your track has been featured on the show. I'm not collecting email addresses here. So if you enter your email there, I'm going to send you, the plan is that I'm going to send you an email saying you were featured in this episode. Thanks a lot for submitting, whatever. So, but I'm also trying to do as little admin work as possible here. So I think that's how we're going to do it. Now I need to get used to how this works. That's John Mossy. Okay, cool. Now we are... I can do this, I can do this. I can mark them as red. Cool. It won't get played today, but I just sent a submission. Cool. I appreciate that. A lot. Sorry, maybe I should have read first, my bad. No, these are all valid questions, and I'm new at this. I don't know exactly what I'm doing, having the website, managing things like that. I'm not an expert, but we're learning as we go, you know? So the last track for today is going to be the next one. From Creshead. Or from Beat Owl. Just sent an old lost beat to get things started. Thank you. I appreciate that. And you did not send an MP3. You sent an AAC file. Which also works. Cool. So this is the last submission for today, but I'm going to leave the form open, so you should be able to submit beats in to this series and be featured on next week's show. And I'm gonna do my best to keep my eye on this, because if I get too many beats, I'm gonna close it again. So the window is open right now, and it's gonna be closed whenever it's too much. Again, I don't wanna keep people waiting for weeks. I don't want that. So the last beat for today comes from Beat Owl. Lost plus GTA 6 plus beat. Oh, my bad. I'm confusing people. Beat Owl is Hannibal Lecter, not Creshead. Sorry, Hannibal Lecter. Sorry. If you change your username like that, it's gonna confuse me. Hannibal Lecter is the same as Beat Owl. Let's go. Hannibal Lecter, or Beat Owl. The last part of this was, to me, my favorite part by far. This. The dissonance going on, that's really cool. There was this rapper I used to listen to quite a lot named Greaves. I don't know where he went at all, but Greaves, and he was on the Rhymesayers label. This beat kind of reminds me of his style. A little bit push and pull, and then it's a fun beat. Is it the best thing you've sent into this show? No, I don't think it is. It's cool though. Has all of the parts, but again, when things are misaligned like that, it gotta Made So Well. No. No. Made So Well sent a super chat. You're already a member of the channel. You don't have to. That's a part of this thing. You're now donating every month to the channel. So super chats on top of that is awesome. I love it. But, thanks. Made So Well. $5. Thank you. No, it isn't. What? It's not fun? I think this beat is a lot of fun. Strange and weird, but cool. West Coast whistle at the end. No, I'm talking about this. Well, Hannibal Lecter, thanks a lot for sending this one in. It's cool. And it feels like you're a little bit ashamed of it, but Atep Mono says it was nice. It could have had scratches. Sure. No. I couldn't scratch on that one myself. Someone better than me could, but I don't think it would have sounded cool, but that type of rhythm and scratching is a difficult fit. So, whatever. Thanks a lot, guys. I think we're done for today. We've been at this for 2.5 hours, and I think it's time to go to bed. And time for me to not go to work tomorrow, but I'm working here for myself tomorrow. 1 day a week, I'm a YouTuber. And that's Tuesday. Is this thing a weekly thing? So every Monday, 20 p.m., I guess. Yes, it is. That's what we're doing. Beat Reviews is now, or has been for a few weeks, a weekly thing. Every single Monday, the same time, the same place, we do these beat reviews. And I'm not doing the best job of explaining the entire setup here, but beat reviews is my way of giving some love and attention back to you guys. Giving some tips and tricks, maybe, just listening to some stuff, giving some feedback, getting your guys' opinions too. And you're sending in beats to this series through my website, www.accuratebeats.com. Go to Beat Review and then click Submit. And sometimes it's going to be closed. Right now it's open, so anyone can send in beats, and everything that gets sent in will be played. That's also worth mentioning. I'm not picking and choosing. I'm not doing any type of work in beforehand. Everything just comes in, and I'm playing every single thing one by one. It says it in a better way on the website. That I took from Moran, who said it on a stream. Beat review. All the beats in the order of arrival. That's what we're doing. And again, don't be upset. Please don't be. I'm gonna just close it whenever it becomes full enough. So if you want to send in something and you go to the website and it's closed, that just basically means that if it wasn't closed, it would have ended up in this long list and it would take weeks for me to cover everything, which doesn't work for me and it doesn't work for you, and no one benefits from that. Me having a list of 70 beats to go through doesn't work. Everything gets jumbled up and nothing works. So the beat reviews are open whenever it's open, and I'm gonna announce it on the community tab on YouTube and on Instagram whenever it's open, and maybe whenever I close it too. I don't know. I'm gonna keep an eye on that and make sure that we don't have too much. But right now, things are coming in from the forum, not the forum. So I already have that one played. I already have a few more to play in the next stream, which is cool, but we need even more. So I'm gonna announce it on Instagram and give people an opportunity to send in beats, because people seem to appreciate this. Proton mails are working. This is what it is. The website has a form that you use. And if you want to enter an email there, you could. Whatever email would work. If you don't want me to send you a notification whenever you have been featured, just don't write an email there. That field is not mandatory. I don't need anyone's emails. That's not what I'm doing. I'm not collecting emails. So you can just go to the form, submit a beat. Has to be an MP3 file, has to be less than 10 megabytes. Send it in. So whatever type of mail you're using doesn't really matter. I'm not collecting any personal information whatsoever. You need to put some type of artist name and some type of message. Could just be hi. I don't care. But your email doesn't matter. So yeah, I think that's it for today. Whew, I need to go to bed. I think that's it for today. Thanks a lot for hanging out, and thanks a lot for the new channel members that I've gotten. We are now a proud crew of 5, I think. Are we 5 people? And we also had some super chats collected and stuff like that. I need to make sure that I know this before I go to bed. YouTube Studio. That's where it's at. YouTube Studio. And community? No. Income tool. Yeah, cool. It still says I have 0 members. Okay. Thanks a lot, YouTube. We did all this and we have stuff, but on the site itself, it doesn't say that I have a single member. But I know I do. I don't understand why. Maybe that's going to update later on. I don't know. We have subscribers. Yeah. But we also have members. You know what? I'm just not going to keep talking. Tumblr beats. Yep, you're too late to check the beats. That's what it is. If you just came in, we're about to close this show down for today. Studio is on a delay sometimes. Yeah, okay, sure. That makes sense. I think it's 4. Pete, Carbon, Made So Well, and Blake. Thanks a lot, Chris. I appreciate you having things in check. Pete, KS, Carbon Vibes, Made So Well, and Blake, Superior Beats. Thanks a lot for becoming channel members. That's a cool thing. I'm not sure what that's going to mean in the future, but hopefully something. And I really appreciate the support. Because the channel memberships also means monthly payment. It's kind of like a Patreon thing. It's awesome. Thanks a lot. So we are going to be back on stream next week, next Monday, for another episode of this. And maybe I'm going to do a live beat making session too. That's also a cool thing. Seems to be more difficult to actually make the time for that though, but we're going to try. And yeah, you have the star symbol in the chat room whenever you are a member. That's also a cool thing to stick. That makes you stick out. Carbon Vibes, Made So Well, Blake Superior Beats all comes up in the chat room with these blue little symbols. Hannibal Actor, next beat I send in will be fire, by the way, or maybe not. We will see. I'm sure it's going to be awesome. I'm sure it is. So thanks a lot for being here, guys, and I'll see you guys next week, if not sooner. But next week, next Monday, the same time, the same place, another episode of Beat Review. So thanks a lot for today. Again, thanks to Pete, Blake, Made So Well, and Carbon Vibes for becoming members. I hope Accurate hears my song Flip Flops. I just played Flip Flops. Whew, now it's confusing. However, accuratebeats.com, that's the one. That's the website where you can submit your beats right now. So, thanks a lot for being here, and peace out. Now now this takes time. I have too many windows, and I took the chat out of it. So now I don't know where my actual streaming window is. So we're gonna sit here and be awkward for 10 more seconds. That should be in Google Chrome. In the Studio app. Okay. So I don't know how to turn this live stream off right now. Which is interesting. There we are. That's the window. Avsluta stream. That's what we're going to do. Peace out, guys. Keep making beats. Keep sending them in, and we're going to play them and talk about them. That's what we do here. On Accurate Beats Beat Review. Every Monday. Whatever. Peace.